don't know now, you know that some Nigerian pilgrims Saudi Arabia, and inshallah as well we will as well give you some voices from over there, because there are voices sent by our correspondent over there to make sure that we keep you abreast with what is happening. My name is Aliu Doma, and as usual, I have my co-pilot well seated in the studio.
Alhamdulillah, my name is Abdullah Usman Liman.
And like I said, we will, inshallah, at some point be joining our correspondent over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in person of HAJJ Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah, who will give us some more update on concerning Nigerian pilgrims over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. All right, we'll first start to take a look at the flight operations that we already have. Probably from your end, if you said we give us some of the update. Okay, I think we have the update here. Yesterday we told you that from flight 1 to 8 that departed Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And also we have additional two that you should be made aware of. And let me just go back to flight number 1, which we said Flynas departed Jeddah to Sokoto on 4th July 2023 with 426 Sokoto pilgrims and 1 officials. And flight number 2, Flynas again left Jeddah to Lagos with 387 ocean pilgrims and 2 officials. Flight number 3, Air Peace flight, departed Jeddah to Lagos also with 265 pilgrims and 4 officials. And flight number 4 that left on the 5th of July, Flynas, with 385 ocean pilgrims and 4 officials. Flight number 4 rather, this is now 5, Flynas again, that left Jeddah to Sokoto with 373 pilgrims from Zamfara state. And flight number 9 and 10 also is here.
Right, departed Jeddah to Sokoto at 12:32 hours with 383 pilgrims of Zamfara states and 2 officials. So total airlifts out of the 9 flights is 3,427, which is flight number 9. Flight number 10, still Flynas, departed Jeddah to Lagos with 384 pilgrims from Ogun State and 1 officials, taking the total to 3,811.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, I'm sure before the day runs out, we should have like number up to maybe 12 to 15 flights, the way things may go, because this is just the Saudi Arabian or this is the Arabian airline. And
also some domestic air carriers are involved, talking about Air Peace,
yes,
and Azman also.
So we are yet to hear from the likes of Air Max, and we are yet to hear from Air Max and Aero Contractors.
Especially that of Aero Contractors is something that I tried to get in touch with their representative over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but I don't really know. Probably network is not allowing us to have a smooth conversation, because that is actually generating a lot of reaction and also controversy, based on the fact that the standard of National HAJJ Commission of Nigeria is that first out, first in.
In fact, I think there is an issue with regards to airlift of pilgrims. I think some pilgrims are starting to get agitated, because I think today is day number 46 since the first flight took off from Nigeria. That is on the 25th of May, and with Nasara pilgrims. But as it stands now, we've had 10 flights, as you've just listened, 10 flights all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and none belongs to Nasarawa state. So the pilgrims over there are kind of getting agitated with that arrangement. But inshallah, we hope that the National HAJJ Commission, in its usual fashion, will find a way around this issue and bring ease to the pilgrims of Nasarawa state and all other pilgrims, and also fly them back to Nigeria safely.
All right, we also have an update coming in now about flight operation. Flight number 11 departed Jeddah to Sokoto, talking about Flynas. Departed Jeddah to Sokoto this morning, Saudi Arabian time 9:23, with 386 pilgrims and one official.
Mashallah.
385 from Sokoto, while one pilgrim from Kebbi State,
Okay.
which brings the total number of pilgrims.
Almost 4,000 plus.
Yeah, total airlifts 4,197, and
Mashallah.
the flights are 11. So that is the updates concerning that. And also there is this update I want to also give. I initially wanted to have the conversation with our correspondent over there, talking about the weather in Saudi Arabia. Yes. So the weather atmosphere there is very, very high, and warnings were sent to most pilgrims that they should try to pray within their various places of abode. Talking about where they reside, the accommodation they have, they should just go to the nearest mosque there
Yes.
and observe their prayer in order
Yes.
to avoid or limit
Said-
the exposure with
To
sun.
heat.
With
Yes,
the
yes, and
sunlight,
which
because it's-
which could result to various kinds of diseases, as
Yes.
we've also seen. But alhamdulillah, the kingdom is gradually getting decongested with airlift, because what we are giving you is just airlift of Nigerian pilgrims. So I'm sure other countries might even have faster airlift of their own pilgrims. So the place, the whole kingdom is getting decongested gradually.
And also this particular information, I don't know whether you saw this one, this people raising concern, or the kingdom raising concern, that Nigerian pilgrims, despite the warning about having hand luggage, they still went to airport. You see them holding
above the limit of the, I think, you know, there is a limit of
Yes.
what you can carry inside the plane, and if you have perhaps above that, and then there are people who actually go for proper shopping, maybe for their shops or for their family members and what have you. I think they will have to take those items through the cargo airplane. I think there's a way to register it, and then it will be flown perhaps later on, and then it will get to everybody. So may Allah make it easy for the pilgrims and for the officials as well.
Also that issue of aero contractors, talking about the Nasarawa State Pilgrim. You know, yesterday we had a conversation with the director of media operations of National HAJJ Commission. Yes, who gave us update on what is happening. I wanted to balance the story by hearing from the spokesperson or the coordinator of aero contractors over there in Saudi Arabia, because it is becoming worrisome, especially after 45 days in Makkah. That
46 now.
Yeah, 46
So they are
days
still
today. These people are yet to come back, and some of them are even starting to raise concern about their BTA, that they have exhausted their money.
Yes,
so
I think
it's
I
really
saw that.
something that need attention.
But
however, we will continue. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. Maybe perhaps when we connect to him, maybe we should know if Hajj operations are over, just like now the Nasara pilgrims who have spent more than 45 days there now, does it mean that they stop feeding them or what? Because sometimes, just like our correspondence was said, even if you give somebody a food worth $1,000 or $500, which is, when you convert to Nigerian money, that's a whole lot of money. When you convert that money, when you give somebody food worth that amount, if once the person is not used to eating that food,
it doesn't have any value.
It doesn't have any value to the person. So of course that BTA is necessary for some people, so that they can at times when they don't get what they really like, they can always look for local African or Nigerian.
All right, that being
dishes.
said, let's quickly let's take a listen to these particular voices from Nigerian pilgrims over there in Saudi Arabia.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. My name is Magaji Musa from Kaduna as a pilgrim. Alhamdulillah, the kind of the gesture that being given to us by the management of Kaduna pilgrims, very, very okay. We really appreciate the way they handle all the pilgrims, that we all came together, and the accommodation that they give us is very, very okay too, and the mode of their feeding, very, very okay. If I cannot say excellent, but I can mark them as a very good or good, I can say.
Overfeeding? Did you overfeed yourself?
No, I didn't overfeed. I only eat once in a day. That is the nature, that is how I am.
What's your impression? Compare this particular operation with the previous one you have.
The previous Hajj operation that occurred like last 2022 Hajj operation, by making the comparison between this 2023 Hajj operation, there is a mode of improvement. Alhamdulillah, the improvement is very, very good compared to the last 2022 Hajj operation. Gaskiya, I can even mark the Hajj Commission good, not even excellent, but I can mark them as a good. They have been just making delivery of the food, maybe in the morning. I think it's only twice that they give the food in a day. And it is very, very good. Alhamdulillah. I can say Alhamdulillah. For this hotel, I can mark them as a 5-star hotel, very, very close to the Haram. And I was told that the accommodation there in Mecca, we can't make the comparison between this accommodation in Medina. The accommodation in Medina is more closer than that of Saudi Arabia, than that of Mecca. You know, this National Hajj Commission, I can just mark them as an excellent, if not good. Excellent, I can say. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa
Walaikum
barakatuh.
salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Amira Dokwa Sari, and I represent the Muslim wing ES Bayelsa State. Basically, for Hajj 2023, Alhamdulillah, we came in with 60 pilgrims. We have 38 males and 22 females, and Alhamdulillah, the Hajj exercise has been done well. We haven't lost any of our pilgrims. Everybody is healthy and happy and completed their ibadas. We're just waiting for our scheduled flights to go back home. And myself and my chairman have been working hand in hand together to make sure that everybody is okay and everything is settled. The relationship between Bayelsa State Pilgrim Welfare Board and NACON as the head is very, very cordial. They're always ready to help. They're always ready to listen to our problems and help us solve it. And they sometimes come over and make sure that everything is settled from the other side of the room. So basically, like I said in my other interviews, we actually appeal for the government to assist us with more hands in the Muslim wing, because we're like a joint board, but majority of them are Christians, so we need more hands, because this is not just a two-man job. We need more, and Hajj is a very, very ethic exercise, and sometimes we tend to break down because we're just two. But with the help of the government and making sure we have extra hands to come with us for operations, operational staff, I'm sure it's going to be easy, because we've tried to make it easy, but imagine we had more hands, it would be more easier and good for us. Thank you. The take home for me is that, for me as the secretary for the Muslim wing side, I try my possible best to make sure that all my pilgrims are okay. Like, I go down and I speak to them one after the other, and I ask, like, are you okay? Is there anything you need? Sometimes we have language barriers. Like, the pilgrims I brought this year, I have people who speak Hausa, Yoruba, French, and English. And I speak English and French, so it was easier for me to speak with the French people. And so then I had like people who could help me to translate from my pilgrim. So that's why I'm even saying that in case we have like other operational staffs, things like this would be better, because I'm sure maybe somebody would be from like the Hausa region, like indigenes and non-indigenes of the states could also be there, who could also help, so it would be easier. So, but basically, I'm speaking for myself, I make sure that my pilgrims are okay on a daily basis, and I try to make sure that all their problems are solved, and I try to make sure that everybody is safe, so that the same way I brought them is the same way I'll take them back home. So that's it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name's Sadiq Onayesan Neyone Musa. By the grace of God, I am the Federal Commissioner representing the South Muslims in the board of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. Alhamdulillah, we just rounded up the 2024 Hajj, and it was successful based on the configuration put in place by the fourth board under the leadership of Alhaji Zikrullah Kule Hassan. And we have never recorded this number, and we have never met our quota for the past 10 years. That is to tell us the works that has been done to enable us achieve this. With regards to many things put in place by so many other commissioners, from the Commissioner of Operation, Commissioner Presil, Commissioner Finance, and board members on South. In general, the operation is an age-free one in our various zones. talk about how airlifting was done in all parts of the country. It was successful because a proper plan was put in place. And we called last year HAJJ an emergency HAJJ. But alhamdulillah, this year is not an emergency HAJJ because we'll be able to meet up with the 95,000 quota given to us by the Saudi government. And doing all this, we have never have any cause to regret it, even from the pilgrims. The pilgrim was so happy about the operation, movement from Makkah, Medina, and all that, even getting to Arafah. And we, all the pilgrim, with what they've gotten, majority of them, they use the opportunity to pray for our nation, pray for peace and tranquility, pray for the leadership of NACOM, so that they'll be able to do more what they've done this time around. We have best reception in Medina, even in Makkah, despite the fact we have some hiccup and challenges of accommodation. It's a general something. It's not for only Nigeria. All country weakness and accommodation problem based on the demolition and ideas of the new government to make Saudi be one of the leading country in the world in terms of accommodation and hotels. So these are some of the things we recorded this time. But alhamdulillah, like as I've said, under the fourth board and the leadership of Zikirullah Kule Hassan, we achieved, and the Nigerians are happy about it. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My people of South Southeast, I encourage them to make sure they increase our quota in next year. We should not wait for government sponsorship. We advise them, like what I've said, a lot of configuration put in place by the fourth board under the leadership of Secretary Kule Hassan. One among them is the HAJJ service scheme. They should embrace the HAJJ service scheme and start growing their money and paying based on their income, and it's a way we, the fourth board, put in place to address issue of waiting for slot and how to see how the incapacitated Muslim will be able to perform Hajj. So I encourage them to key into the 4 Hajj service scheme so that we will not be like other countries in the globe, like Malaysia and all that. So these are what I am telling them, that we should not wait, so that we increase the quota given to us yearly. Because if you look at the Sansad, we are weak. The Quran and Hadith make provision for those who are weak. And I feel this strategy is where we can be able to increase our quota. So I encourage them to embrace the Hajj service scheme and all other things that will make Hajj operation be inch-free in my South. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, we've heard that from Saudi Arabia. That was the update from sent to us by our correspondent Al-Hajj Abdul Salam Abdul Fatah. And after that, we will inshallah connect with our guest. I think his number is now connecting, so that we will have a conversation. Just like we said earlier, yesterday we had a conversation with the Director of Information Hajj Operations in Saudi Arabia from the Office of the National Hajj Commission concerning the issue that is going on with private contractors over their inability to bring their pilgrims back. And the standard of NACON has been first out, first in. So
first in, first out.
It's first out, because those that move out of Nigeria, and coming back to Nigeria, that is the way we look at it. So that's how it is. They are there now trying to come back, but they are finding it difficult, especially Nasarawa State pilgrims, where they raise concern about the fact that their BTA is exhausted. They don't have money to sustain themselves over there. They're supposed to
the leadership be back, working around the clock.
So
that it is resolved.
that is why we're trying to hear, to balance the story, so that we hear from the part of the aero contractors. And I think we have
hello,
representatives. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Good morning here in Nigeria and good afternoon in Saudi Arabia.
Good afternoon, my brother. We are back from Jumat about an hour ago.
Alhamdulillah.
We are preparing.
So we don't have much time. Let's just go straight into our conversation. There is this perceived fracas. You introduce yourself before you start giving us the response concerning the Nasarawa State pilgrims. What is happening? They are supposed to be back based on the NACOM standard, first out, first in. What is happening?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Liman Usman Muhammad. I'm the Hajj coordinator for Aero Contractors. Yes, actually, as you said, first in, first out, that is the policy of Hajj Commission. The contract given to all Nigerian carriers is less than 2 weeks before the flight commences. And that translates to all airlines in the world have collected all their slots, both in and out. We were allocated slots to make the flight. So that makes it very difficult for us to get the outward from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia slots. We got those ones, alhamdulillah, we came in. Now remaining going out, they said when we come, then we now request for the slot of going back to Nigeria. That's the outward flight. I mean the outward journey.
So it's not automatic.
Now all of us requested for the flights, for the slots, but unfortunately, no Nigerian carrier has slots out of Medina at the initial stage. The three of us got Airpeace got for 6th or 5th. Then Max Azman Air got yesterday. Then we got that of tomorrow. So the flyers got their complete flights out of Jeddah for the outward journey because they are home based. That is one. Two, they prepared themselves long before us. 6 months before us, they knew that they are going to carry 30,000 people from Nigeria, and they are going to start at this time, and they are going to end at this time. So they don't have any problem. They did all their preparations in good time. But ours, no Nigerian carrier knows his allocation, knows what will happen. So no one prepared for that until just about 10 days before the flight commences in Nigeria. So that is why we couldn't get the slot allocation early.
All right. So quickly now, your organization talking about
the issue of coming first in, first out is a policy of NACON. NACON before now, whichever air carrier brings you and cannot make the first flight out of Jeddah, they bring the next airline that has slot. Take you back. But I don't know what happened this time around. They allowed flyers to carry back their own pilgrims, leaving those that came in first.
So now your organization talking about aero contractors did well in the outbound airlifts. Are we expecting same in the inbound, and a view of your company still start?
Inshallah, from tomorrow we'll be having a flight daily out of Jeddah to Nigeria. Inshallah, from tomorrow we will make all our flights to be smooth. In fact, in 3 days we'll be making 4 flights out of Jeddah, inshallah, to compensate for the loss of time.
Okay, are you bringing back same number you took, or you have additional slots?
No, you see, during our outward journey, we were asked to rescue some areas like Abuja. We did 4 flights for them as rescue. We did 4 for Kaduna. But unfortunately, that was the arrangement we made, and all payments we made to the airline based on this arrangement, based on how we came in. But unfortunately, when we came, National Health Commission of Nigeria said, no, we are not supposed to return. Those ones that we brought in, we are only supposed to bring in the primary assignment, the primary allocation they gave us only. We tried to explain to them how it works. They said no, because Saudi authorities said you will return those you brought in. This is the policy, and this is the policy of every airline. Every person you bring in, you have to take him back. It is your responsibility to take him back, not the responsibility of anybody, because that person did not bring him.
All right. So
but unfortunately, the NACO stood their ground that they are going to give them back to their primary owners.
So alhamdulillah, thank you very much for this wonderful update. Time is not on our side. We hope to have you some other time. But for now, thank you very much for this wonderful update. We wish you safe flights.
Thank you very much.
All right, Abuja, that's the much we can take on the program today, inshallah. Assalam Peace Magazine, Echoes of HAJJ, where we have given you the much updates we have for now, and we will come back tomorrow, inshallah, 11:30 to give you some more update as it comes through from Saudi Arabia. My name is Ali Udoma.
And I remain Abdullah Usman Liman.
And don't forget, you can also sponsor this program or place your advert here. We are open to that. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.